Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn from WhatCulture.
And I'm Andy Murray from WhatCulture.
And don't forget, if you want to listen to the news as a podcast, you can download it by searching for WhatCulture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. But coming up today, last night on Raw, we found out Brock Lesnar's opponent for the Royal Rumble, and it's everyone.
Well, that guy, he's back.
Sound a bit like an elephant. And the latest on the Hardy Boys' future. This is the news.
But we are going to kick things off with something else that went down on last night's Raw, and it's something you may have missed among all the other big things that were going on the show. So Lana and Bobby Lashley, they were finally married. There was no Liv Morgan, there was no Rusev until after the ceremony. The Bachelor Rusev is now a thing. There was no ex-husbands, ex-wives, or anything interrupting. There was just building security who tackled the guy playing the wedding officiant to the floor as he was hopping the barricade or lurking at the timekeeper's area, entering the ring for the segment itself. So this actually went down after AJ Styles versus Akira Tozawa. AJ Styles was leaving the ring, he was walking up the ramp, and if you look closely in the background, you can see a little commotion. That commotion is actor Rick Malone being taken down by security. They got into the ring, but they kind of wrestled and wrangled on the mat. Vic Joseph went a bit up. We then cut away and it was explained that this guy was the officiant, this guy was the guy doing the wedding. Now, fortunately, he was unharmed. He wasn't hurt at all. He was able to do the segment. He didn't even look particularly ruffled. He just got in there and got the business done. But apparently, according to Lords of Pain, this whole thing happened because the guys, the security staff, mistook him for a fan.
Very well-dressed fan.
Extremely well-dressed, wearing a suit in the front row. This guy, Rick Malone, he apparently missed his cue. He was a little bit too early. He tried to enter the ring too early. Security were spooked as a result. They didn't know what was going on, so they took a safety precaution. They thought he was rushing the ring. They took him down. The whole thing was resolved in the end. But man, what a weird situation.
I don't want to swear on here, but show really sums up what WWE's doing with this whole Lana, Rusev, Bobby Lashley, Liv Morgan.
In a good way.
Everyone. And now apparently the wedding officiant as well. But do you know what I think through the security? It's the fact he rolled into the ring.
Yeah.
Because if he was working, you'd sense he'd walk round to the steps and go in. Having said that, if I had like a single role in WWE and they said, you just need to get into the ring, well, you wouldn't go by the steps, would you?
Nah,
you want to live your dream. You want to roll into the ring.
You'd probably do a slide
I'd
or something.
step over the bloody top rope if it was me.
I'd do that and probably end my childbearing days because I'm not that tall.
But yeah, it's more of a shambles in WWE. Everyone has been pointing this out on social media, but yeah, it really kind of sums up WWE right now.
Kind of sums up the storyline. Hilarious. It's just fun. I love
hilarious,
stuff like
but not in the way they intended.
I like it when things fall apart and you see crap like this. It's great. It's great stuff.
More updates from Monday Night Raw. We had 2 championship matches. Neither championship changed hands. Andrade retained against Rey Mysterio, and the Viking Raiders retained against the OC and the Street Profits. But Brock Lesnar opened the show. We mentioned this yesterday that he was going to announce who he was going to face for the Royal Rumble. Load of speculation doing the rounds on who he could pick. Maybe it's Aleister Black, maybe it's Drew McIntyre. And, well, it's both of them. It's all of them. It's everyone. He is going to enter number 1 into the Royal Rumble match. Paul Heyman cut a promo saying that his client was entering the Royal Rumble match at number 1 because there isn't a single Raw, SmackDown, or NXT wrestler man enough to face Brock, so he's going to do something unprecedented. Now, presumably, if Lesnar wins, he can presumably choose his own challenger, a la New Japan's G1 Climax for WrestleMania. But then again, if he gets thrown out of the match, there's your storyline heading into WrestleMania. When this happened, possibly because I'd convinced myself that he was going to be picking Drew McIntyre or Drew McIntyre was going to be interrupting him, I was slightly disappointed. But the more I think about it, the more excited I am. It's something unique, it's something different, and it's something far better than just feeding someone to Brock Lesnar who we know isn't going to beat him at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I think this is absolutely quality. Like, last year's Finn Balor match was awesome. They could have done something like that again, I guess, with another talented opponent. By the end of the day, it's just kind of like a fun match that doesn't really mean a whole lot because the challenger inevitably loses. I think this rules because there's so many things you can take from this. We haven't seen anything like this, I don't think, ever before. The
it's not like his title's on the line, we should point out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not like, we've seen the title on the line in the Rumble before, but like Brock Lesnar coming out with some serious big dick energy saying, I'm going to fight everyone on the roster. Well, Paul Heyman said this on his behalf. I'm going to win. There's not a man who can step to Brock Lesnar on any of the 3 talent rosters. It's great stuff. And all the things that could come out of this, he either wins, he picks his own challenger, he wins and maybe fights to become a double champion, he gets thrown out and then demands a match with whoever did that.
Cain Velasquez.
It's really good stuff.
And did you see Dio Madden's tweet this morning?
I did not.
Dio Madden has tweeted a little screenshot from his phone, Googling how to enter number 2 into the Royal Rumble. And I think it'd be great. I mean, and you can send out as many people. I think you could have spots with the people that we were hoping he was going to have a match with. Your Ricochets, your Aleister Blacks, your Drew McIntyres in there, your Titus O'Neills, if you're someone like me who's got worse odds, by the way, than Goldust to win the Royal Rumble, who's working for a different company. But anyway, I'm really excited about this. I sense it's probably going to be Cain Velasquez chucking him out of the Royal Rumble, maybe even double eliminating both of them, or who knows, to lead to a match at WrestleMania. But I think this is far better than what I'd originally imagined in my mind.
I'm into this 100%. I know it's Brock, Brock's divisive. Everything he does is divisive. People will be upset by this, but man, I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that are really cool, Big Show. Big Show's back.
Well.
That was quite the surprise on Raw, wasn't it? I mean, who the heck saw that coming? Guy hadn't been seen since November 2018 when he was dissolving his alliance with The Bar, but he was on last night's Raw. This came about Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens. They wanted to face AOP and Seth Rollins in a trios match, but they needed a partner. Kevin Owens was like, who's going to be our partner? Samoa Joe's like, don't worry, I've got a guy. That's how both of them speak.
Yep.
There was another segment later in the evening where that scamp Charlie Caruso followed them to the locker room expecting the big reveal, but they just kind of locked the door. They said, hey, you, lock the door. We don't want anyone finding out who you are. And then we get to the main event. Owens and Joe are out after AOP and Seth. Well, it's the Big Show. He comes down. They have a nice little match. Ends in a disqualification when Seth hits Big Show with a chair. And then afterwards, Big Show knocks Seth Rollins the F out to close the show. AOP take him out of the ring. The baby faces are standing tall. This was fun.
Absolutely. I don't know what I expected as their special partner person, but I wasn't expecting this. And great to see him back. Great to see him in such good shape. We always mention this, but it's incredible, a man of his size. At his age, considering the fluctuating weight he's had throughout his career, the way he looks right now, it's arguably, the best period of his career in terms of physicality ever for me. And great to have him back, and he's going to win the Royal Rumble. No one can eliminate him.
Yeah.
How are you going to get him over
How
the
do
top
you eliminate a 500-pound man from the Royal Rumble? You can't do it. You can't do it, even if you're Brock Lesnar.
Good to have you back, Big Show.
Thank you,
Excited
Big Show.
to see where they go. And they're going to have a fist fight next week? Not Big Show. Joe and Owens and AOP and Seth Rollins.
The Big Show's going to turn heel, probably.
And I don't even know if Big Show's involved. It was just another question mark. I was like, why don't you just have Big Show again? And the fact that Joe Law was like, what's a fist fight? I was like, I think you know what a fist fight is, Joe Law.
Yeah,
But anyway,
come on, Jerry.
Let's move on and talk about the Hardy Boys' future. Load of speculation doing the rounds, of course. A load of people suggesting that Matt Hardy could perhaps make the jump to AEW. And according to PW Insider, they've given us an update on their contracts. Matt's WWE deal is set to expire on the 1st of March. But before you get excited that he might be the Power, as the Undertaker would say, for the Dark Order, he hasn't re-signed with WWE, but he also hasn't officially confirmed he's going to be leaving. There is a delay on their negotiations with the deal. It's not over money, of course it's not. It's over creative issues. So there's no word yet whether or not he will leave and go and join somewhere like AEW, or whether or not he will re-sign, not resign, as I first read, with WWE. In terms of Jeff, it's slightly more complicated. PW Insider also confirming that his deal has been extended due to time missed due to injury and all the personal issues, of course, that has been going on. WWE has, this is some good news, seemingly pushed Jeff towards getting help. He's currently working hard to do so, and there's no word yet on his long-term future holds. Good to hear them encouraging Jeff to get help, of course. And intriguing to see where this goes with Matt Hardy, because I think either way, if you're a fan of Matt Hardy, something good's going to come out of this. Either he goes to AEW and presumably gets a bit more creative freedom, or he re-signs with the WWE as a result of getting more creative freedom.
And get some more of that Scrooge McDuck through the door, baby. Yeah, I just wish well for both of them. Two, beloved performers, been at it for years, sentimental favourites. Jeff in particular had a rocky 2019. Let's hope that he's back on the straight and narrow, on the mend, and that both of them make the decision that's best for them, which I trust they will.
Absolutely. Let's move on to your Twitter questions then. At WhatCulture WWE on Twitter if you want to get in touch with us. Carl Renner starts us off. Now, I should preface this. He mentions hashtag best giant ever, hashtag AWO for life, hashtag no time soon. He's not encouraging Big Show to retire yet, but Carl says, who should Big Show wrestle in his retirement match and where should it be?
Oh man, this is an interesting question because a couple of years ago I would have said I don't want to see Big Show wrestle a retirement match, but remember
there was a please retire chant.
He's had some rough spells in his later career, but I remember that awesome feud with Braun when they were really trying to get Braun over as the next new monster up, and they had all these fun little matches that I really, really enjoyed, and I think there is some stock in a Big Show retirement match. As for the opponent, there's not a whole lot of memorable figures from his past that would be available to come in, so it's probably about putting the next guy up. It's probably taking a big beefy boy and putting them over. Who is the next big beefy boy up in WWE? It's probably Keith Lee.
Oh, I like that. That's a great shout. I was going to just suggest Hulk Hogan's monster truck.
Push him off the roof.
Where would you have it happen? It just came back as well the same night.
Yeah,
you got a parking lot or a lake? What's the matter?
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Rooftop. The rooftop, he got pushed off. That's for the matches.
Okay, fair enough. Jamie Kennedy, not our Jamie Kennedy, a different Jamie Kennedy, gives us our second question of the day, saying, do you think WWE will align Tamina and or Nia Jax with Roman and the Usos? And if so, what faction do they create to feud with them? The Bloodline. Could we see another line? The Bloodline.
Well, nobody's meaner, and I don't have a rhyme for Nia Jax.
Not like most girls.
Yeah, there you go. I don't necessarily think that's something they'll do. Nia Jax's recovery is probably still a little while away. Maybe she'll come back in the Royal Rumble, but I think the power trio of Roman and the Usos is perfect as it is. I don't think they need anyone more. I don't think they'll do it.
Anyone do you think they could feud with going forward?
Ooh, the OC somehow, even though they're on different brands. That's so lazy.
Yeah, it makes sense as a tag team and an individual star. Yeah, that makes sense. David S. Poe gives us our final question of the day.
DSP.
DSP indeed says, which will be greater in 2020? The amount of time Lesnar spends in the Rumble or the total minutes of his matches for the rest of the year?
Oh, mate. That's quality.
It's a great question.
Because I think he'll have a long run in the Royal Rumble, and if he has matches...
Imagine he just chucked out first.
Yeah. Out comes Buddy Murphy and just throws him over the top rope. And he will have matches, and some of them will be 4 minutes long, so... I think he'll be in the Royal Rumble from almost start to finish. I think he'll be in there for almost an hour. So I'm going to say the Rumble time, 54 minutes.
I agree. So I think that's spot on there. Right, let's move on to today's and finally, and you, as we mentioned earlier on, you may have seen Rey Mysterio, unfortunately, failing in his attempt to win back the United States Championship from Andrade on last night's Monday Night Raw. He dedicated it to, of course, his performance prior to going out there and having his mask stolen and then grabbing his mask back and covering his face with a towel for a bit. He dedicated it to Dominic. I know you're thinking, which Dominic? Well, not his son, apparently, because Dominic Dijakovic has tweeted, proud of you, Dad. So I just thought it was a little bit funny. Dominic Dijakovic, king of banter, as it says. He's nearly made Animal fall off his chair.
It's a regular occurrence. I'm getting old.
Dominic Dijakovic, proud of you, Dad.
That's good banter.
Good work.
That's good banter. Thank you.
Feast your eyes.
And fantasize.
Indeed.
Dominic will not apologise. I've run out of.
We should have, instead of custody of Dominic, who is Rey Mysterio? Who gets to be the dad of Dominic? Or no, not even that. Who gets to be Rey Mysterio's Dominic? Considering Dominic Mysterio against Dominic Dijakovic. My money's on Dominic Dijakovic, I'll be honest.
What about Dominic Monaghan, the little Hobbit lads from Lord of the Rings? Another one?
Oh my God, we're going to get a Dominic Royal Rumble.
Tell us your favourite Dominics.
30 favourite every Dominic ranked from worst to best.
Name them in the comments. Every comment. If there's a comment that's anything but that, I'm going to ban you from the chat. I'm not going to do that.
No. All right, let us know your thoughts on that and all today's news stories in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from for daily wrestling podcasts. Myself and the Dudley Boys will be sitting down to review Raw a little bit later on today. Plus, let us know your thoughts and Twitter questions on Twitter at WhatCulture WWE. Watch there. Follow both of us. You can follow him at
Andy H. Murray. The H stands for how many Dominics can you name?
You can follow me at Adam Wilmore. Dominic Raab.
Dominic Diamond.
You can follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. As I said, my thanks to Andy Murray. Thank you for watching, and we will see you soon.